I think we're here.
Where are we here? This is it. Okay.
I've been
All right,
here.
we're live. I heard the music fade. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Cosmic Chris Reid with you. we're just sitting, waiting. Hey, it is great to be back for another week of Cosmic Reid Live. We're also live on WDWNT. We got some music queued up for you. So we're playing music from Disney's Hollywood Studios. Someone in the chat says staring contest. Are we not on? We're good. We're good to go. I said.
Oh my God. Okay.
I thought that whole video was gonna play, but it's all good.
Thank heaven for Mondays. I was just so into the music, man. I was just feeling it.
It's good stuff, eh? Well, hey, it's that's a new one, Joel. Yeah, for the start. Yeah. Well, there was a time where we were silent for like 10 minutes, so we're off to a better start than that.
Yes, that's right. I think actually right off the bat, Steven needs to see the shirt. Can I just say this? Because Steven actually started it. Here you go, everybody. Yep. This is for everyone in the chat room. That's right. I'm one of about 3 people that has this Wally shirt. That's right.
Love it.
Starting it great already.
That's right. Get ready.
Love that.
Okay, I'm sorry, Chris. I interrupted, but go on.
No, man, you're good. It's been a crazy week here, and I mean, geez, this morning was crazy on watching the drama kind of unfold on Twitter. People trying to book the parks and stuff. It's just, and the system seemed to lag and go down. And some people I know here in our city had like 5 or 6 hour waits. Some people had less. Our producer Kevin saying he had less. There were some people with like 10 hours, and some people that just didn't get on at all. So bit of a crazy thing to deal with. Yeah, like, how do you like to spend a Monday on 10 hours on hold? But it's pretty unfortunate. But I want to say hello as well to people in the chat here. We got Horatio, welcome to the show. Brown, Adam, Vader, Cheyenne, welcome back. Good to see you again as well. Disney Planning Insights podcast. Thanks for joining us. Drew, always a pleasure to see you as well, and everyone else in the chat as well. I see Mandy in there as well. We're going to be talking about Disney's Hollywood Studios, and we're doing the whole the Imagineering thing again. So we started with, I think we started with Epcot, right? And then we went, we started with Magic Kingdom, and then we went to Epcot. And then next week, Super Bowl champs. Happy Father's Day, Chris.
My heavens.
Super Bowl. Thank you so very much. Totally appreciate that. Thank you. It was, it was a great Father's Day. We had, we did like a hot dog bar, and with like crazy toppings on hot dogs. Did you know you can have peanut butter, bacon, and Captain Crunch on a hot dog, and it is delicious?
Oh, you can have anything when it's Father's Day. And may I just add as well, if people didn't know, I believe it was also Chris's birthday in between our last show. So happy belated birthday to you, Chris.
It was. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was.
Big weekend.
Yeah, it was. Sometimes it happens on the same day. Sometimes my birthday was last Thursday, so we had a good time on Thursday as well, with a little bit of family that came over and did a whole barbecue thing there as well. It was awesome. I did get a card, and everyone knows my love for like Greedo, because I got this mask behind me here, and the Paul Blake signed Greedo mask, and there's a card. I'll pull it. I think it's just a little bit of ways from me right now. I'll try to pull it up after our break that we do at about 9:30 or so. But it features Greedo and Han Solo. It's one of the funniest cards. So get ready for that coming in a little bit. Mm-hmm. It'll be fun. So thanks very much, guys.
Second, I would like to thank Super Bowl champs for reminding myself how terrible of a friend I am for not wishing Chris a happy Father's Day on his first Father's Day. So I'm sure.
No, you're all good. That's the sad. That's my second. That's the sad. Yeah, he's.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Are you
He's a big baby now.
Yeah, he's 14 months now. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It seemed like
just about walking.
Foot in mouth. Go on. Move on.
Yeah. Thank you very much for everyone saying that. Appreciate that. So
time going?
You're telling me. I know. And we're how many months into this whole pandemic situation now? And My goodness. I hope things go smoothly in a few weeks when the parks reopen. That's about all I got to say about that. So we're doing the Imagineering thing again at the studio. So if it's your first time joining us, or if you just kind of want a bit of a recap on what we do, we take we make up an attraction, a restaurant, a meet and greet, and a show for tonight in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Something original, and original in the sense that you can't say, bring back the Great Movie Ride or bring Mr. Toad back to Magic Kingdom. It has to be, you can use the characters such of Disney, the ideas of Disney, but in an attraction that has never been made as of yet. And then we see one day when these things actually show up because they watch the show. I don't actually know if they watch this show or not, but it's fun to think that.
Let's just hope.
So there's no way they don't watch the show, Chris.
There's no way they don't watch it. Yeah. So we'll kind of just go round table here. This is an hour show. We're already 10 minutes in at this point, so we're going to have to fly through these as always. And the question was asked on Twitter as well. The question today was, if you could bring back an attraction to Disney's Hollywood Studios, not counting the Great Movie Ride, because I assume everyone would say that, which would it be? And some of the answers shocked me, and I'm sure they'll shock you as well, if people were saying. But it's really cool because, again, you get that sense of, that park's been around for 30 years plus, and it has an incredible history that just changed throughout the years. It's not what it was even 10 years ago right now. So there's some pretty cool things, stuff that I forgot about that people mentioned as well. So we'll dive into that, and you can have your say on Twitter as well. Just tweet the show at Cosmic Reid. And we'll get to those in the second half of the show. So let's dive into the attraction one now. So if you could create your own attraction at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Jeff, let's start with you this week. What attraction would you create at Disney's Hollywood Studios?
Does anyone in the chat room want to take a guess where I might be going with this?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're just tuning in,
it would be a Wall-E. Right? However, and I would also like to say that I am not the only person that thinks that Wall-E deserves a little bit of love here in our delightfully. Our delightful community, both in chat room and even on Twitter. I was having a delightful back and forth with Mandy, and I don't want to steal her ideas, but I will say that she had some really good ideas. One of them being a little more of an interactive thing. So I think what we can all agree on, and correct me if I'm wrong, at Disneyland, Pixar, right? They've got the Monsters Inc. thing, and it's basically like you go in, you kind of relive a little bit of the movie, and you get out, and you're out in 7 minutes, right? That's pretty much the way we do things. Like, I would love if Imagineering, with all the talent and the storytelling, if we could expand the story, right? Like, if we're never going to get a Wall-E 2, like The Incredibles happened, how many years later, right? Like over a decade later. If we're never going to get a Wall-E 2, even Monsters Inc., great example. Maybe we can continue that storyline through attractions. You know what I mean? Because that way you can keep the franchise alive. So whether it's Wall-E, even since it's Hollywood Studios and we love like the whole sci-fi, it's maybe him, Eve, going to even a different planet altogether. Like, what would they do next? Like, how would they bring their legacy forward? And you kind of like, Angelina, are you laughing? Are you laughing at me? Okay.
No, of course not.
I feel like you're laughing. But maybe they're bringing their whole like green, they're trying to fix the problems of the galaxy one by one, right? Planet by planet.
I like it. Yeah, wow. No, I like it. I like that idea, because sometimes, Pixar or Disney do these movies and they're just like one-off movies. You never see the characters again. You wonder, where did they go? What happened to them? They just, ended on a happy note. Well, what happened after that? Did stuff go sour again? Did they get into trouble? Did they cause some mayhem? Whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
Something like that I think would be really cool. I see Drew saying big surprise, Wall-E Dark, right?
Why don't we relax over there, Drew? Because actually, what I'm laughing about is Andy Wally the breakfast cereal, which actually I would buy.
Yeah, Jeff, while you were talking, you missed so much in the chat that I like really quickly have to say. Like Horatio said, Wally's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I saw Wally the musical Archbox.
Oh my God, Archbox! That's amazing.
Archbox also said Wally live stunt show. You know, that just keeps going forever and ever. And I mean, anything Wally, we are okay with.
Are you
Wally's
telling
secret
me
robot? Wally's secret robot bobsled training facility. I love that one.
Oh boy.
Look, I am on board with all of this. I know that everybody with Disney Plus saw the Hamilton trailer. If you're not telling me that a bunch of robots can have a musical, I'm just not. I'm not living in the. You're not living the right way. But thank you for your support, chat room. I sincerely appreciate that. I think that Wally just has a lot more to give. And my point being is, and this is what Mandy and I were going back and forth with about a little bit today, is that, like give them a second chapter, right? You know what I mean? Like don't retell the story. We've all seen it. We already have that. Like, let's let them do something else. So thank you.
I like that.
It's okay.
I like it.
All right. I'm glad you guys are all having a joke at this.
We're all on board.
I mean, I wasn't shocked in the least that it involved Wally, but if you've watched the Magic Kingdom one we did, if you've watched the Epcot one we did, they've all had Wally in them somehow. So guess what? Next week on Animal Kingdom one, guess what's happening? Wally's going to save the planet, ladies and gentlemen, with a Wally attraction. He's going to appear on the safari or something. There he is.
I personally feel like that train, the train could use a refurb to the conservation station.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And he's there on that. So there you go.
Oh man.
All right, let me respond to these people in the chat.
Do it. I'll go next year. So for the attraction, I know last week I had names for them. This week I don't. But basically, hang on before I say that. Before I finish here, as opposed to the Muppet Vision 3D, it would go in that area, but it would be a Muppet trackless ride. Kind of where you would start in the theater lobby, you would go into the theater. So the theater essentially would be there in some form, but then you'd go and you get a tour of like Muppet Labs. Like it's basically the stuff that you see on the screen in Muppet Vision 3D, but you're actually going through it. It would require a massive building compared to what they got now, just a 3D theater. But can you imagine through that and having like Bunsen Honeydew, like an animatronic, and then like stuff blowing up essentially around you? Maybe you get wet from something that blew up in there, and going through the backstage area, maybe sneaking down and going into like Fraggle Rock for a second or two. I think there'd be so much potential with that kind of stuff. So it would be like a trackless style ride featuring the Muppets, all their glory. With the music would be there. I just think it would be kind of a phenomenal attraction and a way to please Muppet fans. Because they keep pushing the Muppets. They're not going anywhere. When you think they're going somewhere, all of a sudden have another show coming on like Disney Plus or whatever it is now. So they're trying to keep it strong. I think to update the Muppet area, something like this would be kind of fun. Would be kind of cool.
Very, very cool. We love the Muppets.
It's no Dreamfinder figment, but I'm kidding, of course. That was your slam dunk, man. I'm sorry, man, if that doesn't get made from last week. It's crazy. But yeah, I feel like the Muppets, somebody at the big table wants the Muppets to continue, right? You know what I mean? They love it. 100%. I grew up with them. I do think that just having Muppets 3D, like I think that needs to be refreshed. I feel like that's like a great way to do it.
I think that's probably a reason why such an old ride like Muppet Vision is still around, is because there's somebody out there that's still like, we gotta keep these Muppets around.
Totally right.
Yeah, it totally is. I like Horatio's idea. It says, he says, Gonzo and Rizzo maneuvering the ride vehicle. So like taking you on the tour. I think depending on which vehicle you get, there's a different guy, a different Muppet character leading the way on that as well. I think it'd be kind of fun.
I love that.
Yeah, I
love that.
Love it.
Yeah. Muppets can go. Amy, welcome. Haven't seen you in the chat here before. Sorry if I missed you before, but welcome. And Amy says Muppets can go.
How does she feel about Wally?
But how do you feel about Wally?
I know about Wally, Amy.
Yeah, we got love our Wally on this show. At least a third of us does. No, hey, I love Wall-E. I mean, it is one of my favorite Pixar movies. A favorite Pixar movie. I will say that. Mm-hmm.
It was very cute when I finally watched it. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Angelina, for watching.
For sure.
All right. So speaking of Angelina, what do you got?
Okay, well, Chris, I absolutely loved your idea. So much so that I thought of the exact same thing, and I'm literally not even joking. I will show you my napkin. It says Muppets, okay? So these Muppets, we need to do something with them, okay? So I'm thinking very similar to you, but also,
wow.
Like I'm thinking if this maybe, I don't know, replaced the oh my gosh, why am I blanking right now? The Great Movie Ride. Wow, I'm gonna get some hate for that.
Get some hate for that.
So possibly, replacing that is the Muppets leading us in this experience of the Hollywood Boulevard and seeing all of these stars on Hollywood, and then I would like animatronic Muppets to do some like reenacting of like cool movie scenes that those big stars got to do that put them on the Walk of Fame. But yeah, trackless ride. Let's bring those Muppets in. Let's have their like funny antics blowing up, things like that. But I definitely agree with you, Chris. We need these Muppets to get some sort of upgrade, but they definitely deserve to do a little bit more. So I'm rooting for a Muppets ride.
I like it. Yeah, you know what? I think that would be fun, and that's like the Great Muppet or whatever. I know that's been a thing thrown around before. That name has been thrown around before. The Great Muppet Ride. Shout out. Yeah, just a quick shout out. Amy says she's new as well in the chat, so welcome. Thanks for joining us. Totally appreciate that. And Marklin, am I saying that right? Yeah, I'm far from the computer. I don't have my glasses on, but anyways, Marklin, I haven't seen you in the chat before, so welcome to the show. Hope you like it. And Marklin also said a pigs in space attraction at Galaxy's Edge. Cool.
Can I just?
Hey, Brian.
Can I just thank Brian?
Brian for the super chat.
Brian, really quick. I had said, because Angelina had her little napkin up, and I go, yeah, man, we need a bigger budget. We need a budget so she can get a notepad. So nice job, Brian.
Bless you, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, for the $10 shout out. Thank you very much for the super chat. Totally appreciate it. That means a lot. It all goes to WDW News today, and we really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So that's the attraction round. That actually went by pretty quick, but I like some of the ideas being thrown. It says fires John Wayne as the Great Muppet Ride. Maybe Swedish Chef could be a driver. Yeah, Swedish Chef could be a driver too, but I'd expect maybe you'd get like a different experience if someone like the Swedish Chef or like Beaker just takes you on like a different path, right? Maybe it's something like that, and you go different ways. Yeah.
See now, like with their different personalities, and I mean, not on like Star Tours or the other interactive rides. I mean, like that could get really amazing just for like the ability to rewrite it. You know what I mean? As a drummer, I mean, I have special just love love in my heart for animals. So I just want to like watch him do like a 3.5-minute drum solo. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh,
yeah. I would just go off on that ride, right? Like the band plays, you got the penguins. I mean, that's like my favorite part of the
so much. They could do so much. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so let's keep moving along here, as they say in the Muppets, moving right along, right? Love that tune. Playing on WDWNT tunes from time to time as well. The old area music of Grand Avenue and the Muppet Vision 3D attraction. So we'll do what we always do now. We'll go to the restaurants. We will take a break in about 5 minutes, but we can start this one up now. Jeff, I'm super intrigued to see what theme. I mean, I don't know. I'm expecting like an Incredibles, theme or something. I don't know. What do you got for us for a restaurant at the Hollywood Studios?
So work with me here. It's
okay.
You walk in the door and you're on the planet Earth, but you get into a vehicle, a ride vehicle first, even though you're going to eat. You take off and you are in space, and here comes Wall-E. No, actually, that isn't even my answer. My answer on this one. But that sounds pretty good, right? I had you, I think, a little bit.
I liked it.
Yeah, you did. Actually, that's kind of cool.
We all sit, and it's by and large. I got to be honest with you, man. I feel like you could very easily, and there's even space behind the Tower of Terror, and I desperately want a Tower of Terror themed, or a Twilight Zone themed eatery, if you will, right? Where you actually get to go into the elevator. Like you go into the elevator. That's like the whole beginning of the experience. Not unlike, the ride. But I mean, like the people in the pre-show film, you're kind of like doing that, and you go into the elevator, and it's like, and then and then you actually like are in different. What I really want to do is have different themed kind of areas, not unlike I guess the castle, like the Beauty and the Beast castle, right, where you've got like the Beast Room and blah blah blah. But you've got like different. So you'll have to go multiple times because that's what Disney loves. But you have different kind of homages to Twilight Zone episodes or eras, or there's like 4 or 5 big ones, and you don't know which one you're getting until you get there. So,
right?
Yeah,
I like that. I think that is really cool. Some people did think your Wall-E idea you were onto something there, because Mandy, the restaurant.
Are you kidding me?
The restaurant name was Pizza Plants. Pizza Plants.
Oh, okay. I take it all back.
Or Wall-E's Pizzeria.
Yes.
Wall-E's Pizzeria. Hollywood Tower Hotel, the eatery.
Well, I was gonna say one of the rooms could be that you get out of the Twilight Zone elevator, and it's Wall-E, of course, and you're actually in the by and large.
For some reason,
but whatever. For some unexplained reason,
I love it.
Have to explain it.
What is smashing worlds? Beautiful.
There you go. Yes. There you go.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll go next, because I have a very kind of similar idea as this as well. But the idea would be a Hollywood Tower Hotel themed restaurant, and it would be the Tip Top Club, which is the place at the top of the tower where it all went down, where it all happens. I know it's at the very beginning of the Tower of Terror movie, which I haven't seen in years, which we've talked about before, but it would be at the Tip Top Club. Yeah. So you go into a large old-fashioned elevator, and it would, like I say large because it would just accommodate like a few groups at a time, or maybe not in this era of social distancing. But anyhow, you go in this old school elevator, and like you really wouldn't be going anywhere. It would be like the old Living Seas, where you're just like in a room that makes it look like you're either going down, but in this case it feels like you're going up. Then the doors open. And it's this old 1920s ballroom, but there's something weird about it. It's post what happened at the hotel, so the servers are a little bit in character, a little bit creepy, not scary, but just there's something a little bit off. And there's a stage at the end of it. There is live performers, again, not ghoulish, but just something a little weird about that. They play 1920s jazz music.
It's
so
yes,
the Tip Top Club. Yeah, so I would just call it the Tip Top Club. It's open for business. I think something like that would be really really fun. Yeah.
Wow.
So
mine was more the quick service. You're doing like the 2-point
full service.
Yeah, this would be like Hollywood Brown Derby.
It's two.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Two dinner credits. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. I love the jazz music. That would be a lot of fun. I love the jazz music in Hollywood studios. So sounds fancy.
Yeah. I like it. Okay. So, Angelina, do you want to go before we take the break here? But no, there's no rush. We got lots of time.
Yeah. Super quick. I can do it. So this we're gonna go away from Tower of Terror. I think this is gonna be on the other side of Hollywood. I'm gonna give a shout out to my partner Mac, who totally I stole this idea from because he's a big Marvel guy. So this is gonna be when like Marvel starts. I don't know. You have to be a pretty big like Marvel, Avengers, Iron Man fan to kind of get this. But in the end credits, sorry for spoilers for anyone, but in the end credits, they talk a lot about this shawarma place that I don't know if you hear, but like, but there's always this talk of shawarma. So I think it was a good idea to have a shawarma place. We're going to call it Super Shawarma because they're superheroes. And it's going to be somewhere in some Marvel land that I'm sure that Disney World is going to build once, all that Universal stuff starts coming our way. But yeah, some shawarma in Hollywood studios. Beautiful. Yeah. I think it would be a great addition.
I could buy that.
I mean, Avengers like something spoiler. Like that. Well, if you haven't seen that one, when did that come out? Like 2013, 2012? I don't know. I mean, but that would be really, really cool. I like that.
Still upset when you ruin like Sixth Sense. What is that? Like 3 decades old now? Whatever. You don't know.
I knew that. I knew it from the start. I'm like, why? This kid is him. He's. I'm just gonna say it. Like he's dead.
Fancy pass. Like, okay. No one wants to watch
like,
movies
I watched
Chris.
it.
No one wants to.
And at the end, and when it happened, I was like, "Yep. Where's the plot? That's the plot. Oh, okay. Well, that was fun.
I want my money back.
But I rented it, so I should have. I wasn't kind. I didn't rewind. Take it back to Blockbuster.
Arch Fox in the chat really quick is saying that Avenger Campus is getting a shawarma shack. I don't know if that's. I want receipts. Sweet. I want to know if that's legit because I mean that's a good idea.
No, that is incredible. Hey, Jeff, you're an Imagineer, or Angelina, you're.
Actually, no, it was Angelina's partner.
It was my partner. Yeah, right. An Imagineer.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Perfect. Excellent. Well, we got a lot more to talk about this hour. We're going to be doing some meet and greets, create your own meet and greet at Disney's Hollywood Studios. We're going to go over some shows that would be cool to see at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I'm going to read some of the Twitter replies because there were so many that came in just a little bit before the show, and we'll discuss it in the chat as well. If there's an attraction that you want to come back to Disney's Hollywood Studios, not counting the Great Movie Ride, which one would it be? And some of the answers will surprise you. I think they're really, really cool, and it just shows the history. Before we break, I want to say if you're enjoying the show, as always, and as you've seen, thank you so much for those who have done it so far. You can always donate to the show and to WDW News Today with the Super Chat button. It's the little $sign if you're in the YouTube chat, and any amount is always appreciated. Again, it goes to keeping what we do going, and it's always appreciated on our end. You can also become a WIGS member. Shout out to all the WIGS members in the chat. I know there's a lot of them always every week. Here comes the roll call of WIGS members in the chat. You can go to patreon.com/WDWNT. You get access to some really, really cool stuff. And special features and other shows as well for as little as $2 a month at patreon.com/WNT. Shout out to all the WIGS. There is the roll call. Love watching that. Thank you. Always appreciated. So we will come back. We'll take a break and come back and talk more Imagineering at Disney's Hollywood Studios in just a moment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on Cosmic Read Live.
Park stories of the past week. From attraction news to transportation scandals to new food and merchandise, we'll cover it all in 30 minutes or less. You can watch us stream live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. at WDWNtunes.com, watch episodes on demand at youtube.com/WDWNT, or subscribe to the audio version of the show on your favorite podcast app.
WDW News Tonight is our weekly comedy show combining the news of the week, comedy segments, thoughtful discussions, insane characters, parody commercials, games, and more. Watch live on Thursdays at 9 p.m. and become a Wigs member to get access to a bonus post show. Watch WDW News Tonight episodes anytime and live on YouTube, or get the audio-only version on iTunes and other podcast services.
Pressing Issues is the spin-off of the WDW News Today podcast segment as a long-form panel discussion in which some of the brightest minds of WDWNT analyze the biggest stories of the week and their impact on the Walt Disney Company, its parks, guests, and cast members. Join us every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, or afterward on the WDW News Today podcast feed.
Welcome back to the second half of the show, Cosmic Read Live, right here on WDW News Today. And also you can hear it on WDWNT. I'm playing some music over there, and we're playing some Hollywood Studios music over there as well, which is always just a lot of fun to do throughout the show, because as we've been talking about, the history of Disney's Hollywood Studios is just massive, massive, massive. Now, we're going to be getting back into some Imagineering for Disney's Hollywood Studios with a meet and greet option and a show option as well. But at the very top of the show, people had mentioned it was my birthday earlier this week, and I said that there was a card I wanted to show. So you know my fascination with Greedo. Where is it? So the mask that I have behind me is not an authentic Star Wars one. It's a replica, but the man who played Greedo in the scene against Harrison Ford signed that mask as well. So I have an attachment to Greedo. So guys, I'm going to show you this card real quickly here. I'll hold it up a little bit here, but it's got Han Solo and Greedo. And then check this out. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to appreciate this. Here we go. If you can hear it. And then, loud and clear. And then I don't know if there's a glare. It lights up, and Greedo gets shot, and I guess Han is shot. So. Mm-hmm.
So fun.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's
yeah. So getting back to the topic, Disney's Hollywood Studios and Imagineering. So meet and greets. This was an interesting one for me. I had to think for a while on this, and I know you were saying the same thing. One. I'll go for this one. It's some sort of okay, I'm going to preface this by saying the studios has gone through so many changes, right? I mean, there has been like Ace Ventura stopped by the studios, and the dinosaurs have been through the studios, and Dick Tracy has been through the studios, and all of these things that you're kind of like, well, like this is crazy.
What are you guys?
So
so random,
right? Mm-hmm. So this would basically be a throwback meet and greet, and it would switch maybe every month, every few weeks, and what would be happening would be you would meet some of those old characters you would meet that appeared in the studio. So maybe you'd meet the dinosaurs one week, maybe you would meet the or maybe Ace Ventura or something like that. Maybe maybe you would meet I don't know, there was some Goosebumps show at one point as well, but any of the Saturday morning cartoons and stuff like that, these random weird characters, Captain Rex, like, could you imagine, like, they did that as a meet and greet a little while ago at a special event. So why couldn't there be that? It's some sort of throwback to the studio, celebrating 30 plus years of magic and doing this throwback thing. I think would be really fun. And really, Brian brings up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's right. Yeah, and they were at the studios as well. Like, it's the weirdest thing that all these things are there throughout 30 years. Doesn't seem like that long ago, but Arch Fox says, I liked Dick Tracy. Great to see detective characters. Yeah, and some of the villains in that one, have you guys ever seen that? Like, it was like prosthetics that they wore for like flat top. Like, it was a face. He was a talking character, right? I'd like to see Roger Rabbit wear that. Yeah, I would. But like to have Roger Rabbit and to have Jessica Rabbit and to have is it Professor Doom? Oh, it's
I'm gonna bleep. I want to start bleeping you because mine was the rabbit, but that's fine.
Go on, continue. Continue where I left off.
What a great segue, I have to say. No, I mean, I because I was totally with like everything you were saying, and I mean the way that you were changing it. But then when you started talking, like, you reminded me, we said a very similar thing about Epcot, right? And it's like, what is Epcot? Like, it started here, it's evolved. I mean, nothing has evolved. I mean, they changed the name of this place, man, from MGM, obviously for licensing things, but is it Hollywood? Is it behind the scenes? Is it let's take our franchises and do things with them? Like, I still think they don't. Let's throw in Osborne Family Lights. Like, what, why? I love them, but I mean, like, what was the theming behind it? You know what I mean? So for theming, I do love some of these other things. I was originally, I was back and forth between Hunchback, because it's another movie I feel like a lot of people don't get behind. And I saw on your Twitter, they wanted to bring that show back. And I love that. But I love that at Disneyland, they have the Roger Rabbit ride, right? So like they're giving the ride, they're giving the franchise a little bit of love out there in Toontown. I would say they deserve a little bit of it here. You know what I mean? So I'm totally with you. Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit, all of, you know what I mean? Like, I think you could do a nice little kind of area that wouldn't take up too much square footage. And it's just, you know, but cleverly done, right? You know what I mean? Like, because the Roger Rabbit's got. So yeah.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think maybe I'm getting my characters mixed up, but was there not a Jessica Rabbit meet and greet at one point, but it was not a face character. It was a costume character, which was very strange, but I understand maybe it was for like, you know, we don't want to get too crazy at Disney, and she's a very beautiful character, so we needed to make her costume.
9 o'clock. No, I know. It's after 9 o'clock. I think we could say. I mean, there's obviously reasons they probably wanted to keep it more family friendly, I suppose. But you know,
but she looked weird, man. It was like a dog.
It was scary.
Like they could do. Come on.
Yeah.
They can do, you know, they can do like Maleficent makeup and all this stuff. They can do heavy eyeliner, which is really, and like, I guess, super red lips or whatever. But come on, none of these people look exactly like the cartoon. So you can get someone in the same costume with a face character to, you know, and just like, you know, I mean, yeah, people, maybe adults might talk a little bit more different towards a character like that, but they all go through that. They all experience some sort of unwanted character or interactions with guests. They all have to defer. So they would just have to do the exact same thing. So I would love to see a face character Jessica Rabbit and the old school Roger Rabbit that they had back then, and possibly like the Weasels too. Get a whole thing like that. I think that'd be fun.
That's what I'm saying. I'm actually saying like kind of in that area where they had the Honey. I mean, they did everything that they could with Honey I Shrunk, right? I mean, like the whole playground area, and I know that like that's getting close. I mean, actually, I guess that was taken over by Star Wars, but an area like that size. You know what I mean? Like kind of a black box theater almost, if you will, that you're walking into. Like it's their area. That's so that you can do like special effects and things like that.
Stephen Brown, Jessica Rabbit face character would have issues with hungry babies. Okay.
Yeah, I said yikes.
Stephen Brown, I think, had actually another line that was like would be tough to get those dimensions in a.
Yeah, I mean, so, but like look at the princesses too, right? And some of the guys, like they're cartoon. Yeah, it's impossible, right? I mean, so they can do what they can.
Right.
Angelina. Meet and greet. What's up?
The Muppets, but not. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean that would.
And then Wally comes out. And then Wally comes out.
Let's just have Muppets that aren't 6 feet tall. That's just a given. Yeah. But on my napkin here, I have that I would love to see. I think that he meets. In Disneyland. But I think that this is the perfect place for him. He's a beautiful character that's on the Fantasmic boat. And that is Steamboat Willie. I would love to see him. I would love to see those beginning characters like Steamboat Willie and Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit, you know, like those, those characters, the old ones. Let's bring them because I feel like that's the best place for them. He's the leader in the Fantasmic boat. Why does he not come out to play? You know?
I like that actually.
I hate that you have a napkin because that was my. I was like, how do we do that? You know. Again, I was trying to go back to Chris from last week with like your portal. Like, I'm like, oh man, Chris had such a good idea with that portal. Like something like that with the older characters, right? Like, is there a way to go black and white even? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was thinking. We'll just go Jessica Rabbit, whatever. But yes, I love that idea.
Well, and also Mandy in the chat makes up a good point that we wouldn't be able to meet Sorcerer and Mickey because there's only be able to meet them both in the same park. That brings up,
yes. No, that's really cool. And I mean, you could even expand it, and like the whole area, the meet and greet could be like a black and white room. The walls, the floors, right? Everything could be black and white.
Have some of the old cartoon stuff.
Yeah, playing on screens or something. You could get like Clarabelle Cow. You could get all these, Horace Horsecollar. You could get all these different characters. I think it'd be really, really cool. Just to be in an area where you're the only like color compared to the costumes that are just going to be black and white. I think it'd be really cool. They'd make for a really good photo.
Yeah. Very much so.
Chris's cosmic portal access through the 10-6 hat. Oh my!
I know that was a great line, by the way. Yeah.
Love that. That's awesome. Thank you. Can you imagine? Yeah, I put that on after every show. I disappear from Earth for a week, and I'm back at 9 p.m. next Monday. That's always how it goes.
See you then.
See you then. Okay, so before we got one more, we got shows to go through. We got about 10 minutes left here. I want to read some on Twitter because there were a ton, and I was super, super excited about this. So Brandon Hughes on Twitter said, This was a joke, but I think this is just cool to bring up these names again. He would bring back Ace Ventura: Pet Detective live in action, Goosebumps Horrorland Mirror Maze, Here Comes the Muppets, Dick Tracy starring in Diamond Double Cross, Disney's Doug Live, The Great Movie Ride pre-TCM sponsorship. So, and then he says serious answers. Monster Sound Show, Superstar Television, The Magic of Disney Animation, full Robin Williams, Walter Cronkite version, and Great Movie Ride, pre-TCM overlay again. But it's just like, it rattles my brain that all these things were in there. As you know, like, what a crazy park. It's so I like that one. Tons. I can't go through them all, but tons of people were saying the Backlot Tour. And you guys like remember the Backlot Tour with like the Golden Girls house, and from Roger Rabbit. Speaking of Roger Rabbit, the Dipper machine was in there as well. Remember that?
Yeah.
So cool. The Flight of the Navigator stuff.
The Backlot Tour was essentially what they still do at Universal, if I may say, not to, bring it over there, but I mean, like, especially in California, it's a very similar thing, you know what I mean? And Catastrophe Canyon, oh my God, it was just amazing. Sorry. Go on.
No, Catastrophe Canyon was great. We might have chatted about this before. I volunteered to do you get soaked in the pre-show before that. Remember, you used to be able to volunteer in the pre-show for that. Yeah. So. So I got to sit in the chair. You get like 200,000 gallons of water or something dumped on you, and it was a good time. It was fun. That was so, and I got some good photos of that sometime. I should have got them up here, but Honey, I Shrunk the Kid play area. There's a lot of replies about that one as well. Someone interestingly said Alien Encounter, where it should have been in the first place. Disney's Hollywood Studios. Everyone thought about that.
I never thought about that either, man. It's just crazy when you're talking about it like this, because it has changed so much more than any other park, right? Like we talk about, again, back to what I just said 5 minutes ago, Epcot, and people are like, oh, sometimes they have this identity crisis. Like, man, all of those things, I totally forgot about half of them.
It used to be so good.
Yeah.
What happened?
Wow. Heavens to Betsy.
There's a lot of people saying the Golden Girls house, but even more people saying the Hunchback of Notre Dame live show. That came up more than I thought it would today. I was surprising, and I never got to. I was there for it, but we never watched it. But I know that was the live show they used to do there, and it's near and dear to many people's hearts, according to Twitter here, as well, which is really cool. Joel Welch says
one show. That was my plan. If I had to bring back one show, that was going to be the one, because but I didn't think anyone cared,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of really good things about it. Like the one thing specifically, sorry to interrupt you, Chris, but the change from, I don't know if it was maybe when they only did it on Broadway, but the change from him going from, I think it's from the Hunchback to I don't know. There's like a really good change in there. I don't know. I never saw it, but I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. Someone send me the link on Twitter.
If Dick Tracy shows on YouTube, Hunchback is definitely on YouTube. So
yes.
Joel Welch, I've been waiting to say this one. Joel Welch says the Jaws show. Oh wait, wrong park.
I see what you did there. Could have been on the back lot.
So many more here, and you know what? As we're doing this, a couple are coming in. So yeah, Backlot Tour, another one for Backlot Tour, another one for Backlot Tour, American Idol Experience, So I Can Win. There's another one as well.
Oh my God, that's right. Are you kidding me? There are people who like got into like I don't know, top 20. Not that I watched that show, but I mean, like, it was a big deal. Like, I remember seeing like, hey man, I got like bypassed the audition because I went to Disney. Like, that's wild. Think about that.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think, right?
An ABC show. Yes.
Yeah. And those shows are. I mean, they're still on. There was a Canadian Idol for a while up here. It's not on anymore. I don't think it's on anymore. I know American Idol is. I know they had that Wizard of Oz one up here once with like Andrew Lloyd Webber. Yeah, they're still popular. Is what I'm trying to say. Those shows are still popular, which is crazy. Backlot, another one for Backlot Sewer just came in. All right, we got 7 minutes left. We've got shows to talk about. Let's do this real fast. I can start with this one. It would be replacing, and I love it. I love Beauty and the Beast. It's my favorite musical from Disney. There's a company that did it locally here 2 years ago. I saw it 10 times, and I was just as happy to see it. Right? Oh yeah, you saw it. You would have seen that too. It was just spectacular. It was so well done. So having said that, I would take that show out of the studios. Ooh. And it would be replaced with like a Disney. I'm not a fan of how they do that one there. And I realize they have like 25 minutes to do the entire show. Right. But it would be kind of like a Disney musical cabaret, and it would feature the different characters coming out and singing. So it would be like Belle would come out and do a song. I mean, maybe Beast comes out and sings a song that's not in the movie, like If I Can't Love Her, which is like my favorite song ever from Disney. Just a different kind of cabaret style like that. Like you got Aladdin and Jasmine coming out on like a magic carpet across the stage, like flying across the stage. I mean, that theater is huge. I think it would pack people. And I think with a variety of different movies involved like that, I think it would draw people in every show and enough to keep it going and going and going for the foreseeable future. So that's what I'm going to say. Yeah.
Enough. We're the same person.
That's your final answer.
Wait, did you? Okay, Angelina, go next because.
Wait, pull the napkin out. I'd like to see the napkin.
Is that why you gasped?
Disney on Broadway cabaret. So very similar, but all Disney on Broadway like
I music. Also wrote the word cabaret.
Oh boy, on the same wavelength here. But I think that's a great, amazing idea. It's Canada. I think that I would love to see all of those like rare musicals that were on Broadway, like Hunchback would be a good one. Hercules just went. They were going to be doing something on Broadway. I don't think that they were, but that one as well. Like all those yes. Lion King. Oh, there's so much. Like let's just have a little cabaret of that in Hollywood studios. I think that that's a good idea.
Moana being developed as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was out there or not, but yeah, Moana is being developed as well as a musical. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Runs through their veins. Can I just say, I'm getting people. We believe there is some type of Canada collusion going on right now, and I'm starting to think that's true.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
Yes. And Mandy goes, poutine runs through their veins, Chris and Angelina. Can you confirm or deny?
Yeah.
The gravy's in my bloodstream.
That's right.
I can't deny. No. Just a shout out before we get to you, Jeff. Amy said it's her first time at Hollywood Studios was 2018. So she's not familiar with the old stuff. Her first trip ever to Disney was 2017. And she says in the chat, I will be 39 on Thursday. So happy birthday to you, Amy. And I hope you have a good day.
Birthday, Amy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there we go. Yeah, Canadian conspiracy. That's good.
Collusion. I call it collusion.
I've heard that word too much.
Yes. Yes. Now I hear you. So Stephen Brown actually is you guys have like amazing things, and I swear. So there's a storybook show because I was lucky enough before the pandemic to go to Hong Kong, and there is a storybook. It's like 30 minutes, but it's a lot of what you're talking about. It's little vignettes from the shows, and like Mickey and Goofy kind of take you through this thing, and it's quite amazing actually. So very similar. I feel like I'm dumbing these things down, and I understand why you don't like the Beauty and the Beast thing, because it's like a big thing, and you need that to be more intimate, right? You know what I'm saying?
Clunky, I find. Yeah.
I get it. Steven in the chat room actually just reminded me of Aida, which was an Elton John production, which they were actually going to bring out of retirement and bring on tour in 2020 or 2021. And now I'm sure the pandemic is screwing all of that up. But I am going to be just so basic, I have to be honest with you, because I feel like it's not going to be WALL-E, but it's Pixar and it's Brave, man. I feel like Brave had some great songs and like female empowerment, and I would love to see something with Brave. And maybe it's not as big as, you know, that theater. Maybe it's unfortunately takes over the tired Little Mermaid puppet show, which I love, don't get me wrong, but it's been there since the beginning. So maybe we can refresh that. And we've got a super chat, so I should stop talking.
Yeah, so my YouTube, go ahead, give the shout out because my YouTube is frozen here.
Let's go. Oh, we've got.
Thank you to Marklin. $5. He says, fun chat. Thanks, cast members and all chat.
That is awesome, Mark.
Very kind. Thank you.
Always appreciated. It all goes to WDW News Today. Greatly appreciated. Hope to see you again next week as well. Yeah, that's awesome. And I guess that it's already like 10 o'clock Eastern time here. This is insane. This is crazy.
I have no idea where that went. Seriously.
No, it always always flies by fast. That was everyone, right? We went around the table for that one. We did the entire. Because I'm like completely. I'm glad you guys can still see me. I'm assuming I can't see myself at this point.
Are you out? Oh no.
It's just my browser and the chat. So I don't know what happened. If you can still hear me and see me, awesome, cool. I'm gonna still keep looking at the camera and pretending I'm on. So next week on the show, we got to wrap this up real fast, but next week on the show, we are Imagineering the last of the Florida parks, and it's Animal Kingdom. So we will Imagineer our own attractions, restaurants, character meet and greet, and show at Animal Kingdom. Guys, anything else you want to say before we wrap this one up?
Angelina?
I think that, happy birthday to Amy, and hope that you enjoy your day. And thank you everyone for super chats. And I'm going to need some help with some ideas for Animal Kingdom. So send it on Twitter. Just WALL-E everything and Figment everything. And that's it. And it's all going to be narrated by Judi Dench. #save Judy.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I would just like to say once again, and I don't think that we said this enough. I mean, everybody in the chat room, I hope you understand how important you are to us on Monday nights. The weeks are crazy. The world is crazy right now. And we look forward to, and we chat throughout the week, getting excited about Monday nights. So thank you guys for actually coming in and still showing up. And we just totally appreciate that, man, for giving us a reason to do this. So thank you so much for that.
Totally. Yeah, I would echo that totally. It's just it's what I look forward to every week, starting the week off talking about Disney and chatting with everyone in the chat as well. Matthew, welcome to the show. I'm not sure if I've seen you in the chat before, but thank you so much. WDW News Today request. Something had started up again. Oh, a song, a parody song. Well, let's talk to some people on the team and see if we're going. But yeah, this is a great way to start the week. So thank you all for joining us. Next week, Animal Kingdom, Imagineering, and we'll chat with you once again. Thanks for all the super chats as well. Thanks for all the new viewers that have tuned in, and if you're listening on Ntunes, thank you so much for that as well. Totally appreciate it. So on behalf of Jeff and Angelina, I'm Cosmic Chris Reid, wishing you.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
Because so again, people are agreeing, and if everybody could blow Chris's Twitter up with all the great WALL-E possibilities for Animal Kingdom, that'd be great.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh no!
Have a good one.
All these WALL-E gifts coming my way. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
I'm Cosmic Chris Reid. Until next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Have a magical week. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you all in 1 week from now. Have a great night.
Thank you so much.